What's happening, everybody? Coach Ken here again with another episode of CRC Weekly. So, this is episode number 6, and this week we're going to be talking about intervals, and why you need to be doing them. And so, over the past year or two, Tuesdays at CRC have morphed from longer chipper style workouts to what we're calling today Cardio Tuesday. And that term just means that we're doing a lot more machine work. And when the weather's nice, we're doing some running outside. And so you all know right now we're doing the ski and the rower intervals with the goal being to improve our 2K row and our 2K ski. And so, real talk, in my opinion, I think attendance has been lower on Tuesdays. And I just want to address that in this episode. And yes, I recognize that not everyone has the 5-day-a-week membership, but a lot of you do. So I just want to get some buy-in from those folks that are choosing to not show up on Tuesday. So first off, I get it. Cardio Tuesday, and in particular intervals, yeah, they can be boring. I get it. And second, we've heard from some of you that the row and the ski intervals are either way too hard or they're way too easy. And so let's get into that first point about the intervals being boring. If you talk to any elite CrossFit athlete, they'll tell you that the secret to building a better engine is intervals. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Jordan when you see her in open gym. Intervals are the magic pill for improved health and fitness. The more you consistently do intervals over several weeks, the better your engine is going to be. And so why does your engine improve with intervals? Regardless if you're meeting the pace requirements that we're saying to do in this interval session, you're still doing HIIT, high intensity interval training. So you should be working hard enough during these intervals where your heart rate is getting up in that zone 4, which is like 80-85% of your max heart rate. And then towards the end of the interval session, you're touching zone 5. So that's like the 90% of your max heart rate. And so the magic really occurs when you're resting between intervals, because that's when your body's lowering your heart rate and it's flushing out lactic acid. And just like anything else, the more you practice doing that, and by doing that I mean recovering, the better your body gets at doing it and being able to control your heart rate and being able to get rid of that lactic acid. And so you can see right there, the more you do it, the better your engine gets. So on to the second point of intervals being too hard or too easy. And I'll just preface with I was in the camp of it being too hard. I was having a hard time consistently maintaining the pace I was supposed to be at. And so I just switched it up. Now I'm doing intervals of 500 meters with a 2-minute rest in between intervals for 4 rounds on each machine. So essentially, I'm doing a 2K with built-in rest. And I'm prefacing with doing my weaker machine first. So I really want to improve my ski over the row. So I do the ski first and the row second. And that row second, that's pretty difficult. It's not as easy as you think because you're pretty smoked after doing the ski. But the point of me saying all this is if you're finding the intervals to be too hard, just like in a regular CrossFit workout, you probably should modify the workout. So there was a good example of how you can modify it, but talk to a coach. We can help you modify to what meets your needs. On the flip side of it being too hard is being too easy. And that one, I want to be careful how I say that. If you're finding these intervals to be too easy, then in my opinion, you're not putting enough intensity into the intervals. The more intensity you invest to intervals, the more health and fitness rewards you're going to reap. And so you need to take a hard look at yourself and challenge yourself. Am I getting my heart rate up to that zone 4? Am I ever touching a zone 5 towards the end of an interval session? And if you're unsure of the answer to that, then first you should probably figure out how to calculate your heart rate zones. And then second, you should be wearing, whether it's an Apple Watch, a Whoop, whatever the other devices are. I don't know of the other devices, but you should be monitoring your heart rate and ensuring that you're getting in the appropriate heart rate zone and that you're not phoning it in and dogging it too much. And you need to get in the mindset of being uncomfortable. The more uncomfortable you get, the higher you're going up on the zone scale. When you touch that zone 5, it's not comfortable. But you should be having a goal of touching that zone 5 at least towards the end of the interval session. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Keep showing up in the gym, and in particular, show up on Cardio Tuesdays, dang it. We want to see you. It's good for you. All right, guys, I'm out. See you next day. Late.